The term military analyst is not a legally protected term. It's not like doctor. It's more like economist. You know, any asshole can start calling themselves one and fart out a vaguely plausible opinion on the current situation.
Buddy, this is for the client who requested this. I tried my best, man. I tried my best. This was 1000% weapons grade autism that I just had to listen to from both the guy hosting and the guy who was his guest. And I was waiting for a thesis or something to come along, and I understood some of it, but I don't know why you wanted me to listen to this one video. I know you got an interest in crypto, but I'll read your request and I'll go over what I watch, and maybe I'll provide a little bit more concrete parameters about cryptocurrency that maybe you can understand it more. Because if you think this is genius, there was somebody that sent me what this reminded me of is someone long ago sent me a request to check in on this guy who his whole shtick was metaphysics. And if you didn't understand it, you just weren't smart enough. It's like, no, it was a scam. It was a racket. It was bullshit. And that's, I don't think the guy was malicious, neither of them. But I was like, are you going to get to a fucking point? Are you going to, yes, energy. Yes. Store of value. Yeah. Got it. What? Hi, Cappy, longtime 26-year-old listener. I want to keep this short. I appreciate all your views on economics and take this very serious myself. I would love to hear your thoughts on Bitcoin, or cryptocurrency, as a new system of sound money. After you watch a podcast series, one episode or more, depending on the price, what's $150 an hour for me to listen to something? This is pain. I know you paid a fair price, but man, this was painful for me to listen because my mind, it's like school. It starts to wander and drift because teachers are fucking idiots and they never get to the point and they never say anything intelligent. And then there's like that, out of 100 things they say, there might be one thing that's important. So I had to go back. Like, did I miss something? My mind drifted like, nope, he's still on the energy kick again. Love to hear your thoughts on Bitcoin as a new system of sound money after you watch a podcast series, one episode or more, depending on the price. Just to be clear, I'm not a crypto bro, laugh out loud, but its implications as a store of human energy, monetary freedom, and escape from a broken system to create an entire new world in a way we view and reward productivity be interesting. And you're not wrong. We'll talk about the ledger value of cryptocurrency, of which we only need one. You're not wrong. The potential's there. You're just going to have to get every nation on the planet, or at least the major ones, to go along with it, which they won't. It's the baby's first libertarian epiphany. Oh my God, have you heard of our Lord and Savior, libertarianism? Yes, we heard. Just don't mention it at parties if you care to get laid. Escape from a broken system to create an entire new world in the way we view and reward productivity would be interesting. To me, the orange pill is just as important and part of the red pill. One episode is about an hour and a half with Robert Breedlove and Michael Saylor. Entire series is around 10 hours. I didn't have time for 10 hours. So I said, send me the one you want me to listen to the most. And you sent me the one about cryptocurrency or money in general being a store of energy. Not wrong. Please let me know the potential. $100 an hour, charge for $150, blah, blah, blah. Make a payment. You sent me the one. Link below. It's actually on an hour and 10 minutes, less 30 minutes to just a review. You don't have to listen to. Also, video is a little outdated. If you could quickly Google states, corporations, and countries adopting Bitcoin, helps to bring it into present day terms. Yeah, this is what, 4 years old. Okay, and it's the first digital money energy network. So let me synopsisize what was said. And it's not wrong. They have a guy on, I forget his name already. And he was talking about the efficiency of cryptocurrency and likening it to the efficiency of energy that is used to create, mine, capture historical currencies, namely gold or silver or something like that. and also the reliability of using traditional forms of currency like gold and silver to maintain their purchasing power over time. And he's not wrong. For example, well, here I'll show you. We'll give you a physical example. I'll use fiat currency. Here is a $20 bill. $20 is $20. And I had to forfeit some of my time to get this $20. Now, what this $20, one could say, well, that's your labor incarnate into a medium of exchange, $20 of purchasing power, which I can command other people to go and produce me, I don't know what, 4 Big Macs, or, refine some, 3 gallons of oil or whatever. So it's more of a command on other people's time, although people don't have to provide me. But usually people, oh, is that money? I'll do it. Traditionally, in the way I view money, is this is merely how we convert our time into a medium of exchange by which we can avoid a barter system, and we could transact in the amounts and volumes of the things we want by paying other people to produce the things and services that we want. However, the guest was not wrong in that this is also energy, right? Because when you think about, okay, I command human beings to make, let's just call it 4 gallons of gas, right? 4 gallons of gas. Well, that also means human energy in the form of labor is commanded to, as the economies have evolved, use machines and tools and combustion engines and drills and chemical processes and all the power we've unlocked through science and physics and chemistry. It is also power, energy, to go and create the 5 or 4 gallons of gas. I would not differentiate necessarily whether that's human labor in caloric form, right? Okay, that's calories of energy, but it's over human time. You could say through technological advances, it commands machines to go drill the oil, pump the oil, refine the oil. That's all true. But none of that happens. None of that happens without human time, right? The oil stays in the ground. The metal stays in the ground that is never dug up to be refined into drill bits to go get the oil. We don't create that. All production comes from human time, all of it. And so, whereas human time, when expended, is calories of energy, sure, magnified, combines that go and plow the fields as opposed to a farmer with a donkey plowing the field way back 150 years ago. Fine. But at the end of the day, there's got to be a human at the head of it, expending their labor to go and create the thing that I want. So I would say money is more, if we want to know what the true atomic level unit of what a currency is, it is time, human time, not energy, but yes, also energy and closely correlated and corroborated and kind of at the same time, but it is time. So I don't think it's too advanced a concept, but that's all the guy talked about for a fucking hour. He also ran some parallels between like an actual energy network, like you generate electricity at the plant, and to transmit the electricity over the grid, it's going to lose some of its electricity. I didn't know it. It's actually fascinating. I think it's like you lose 3% at a certain distance. Converting it to different wattage or amperage or voltage also consumes some of it. Your batteries lose it all. And he's not wrong. He was analogizing that to currency, and it loses its store value due to inflation. Then he was talking, well, what about gold? Gold doesn't really lose its value against inflation. Yes, but it can be confiscated. He's not wrong there. Which bank would you like to leave your gold in? How do you transact your gold? Storing gold, there's efficiency laws. You have to pay banks to store your gold. You have to pay banks not to steal your gold. Fractional reserve lending, though he did not mention that. And he wasn't wrong. Throughout history, your wealth is just confiscated, no matter which medium of exchange or store of value you put it into. And so that's a great lesson in currency, but I was still waiting for and this is why crypto is the best. And maybe the whole idea is that crypto, in this particular case, Bitcoin, is the best because there's 21 million Bitcoins, then there'll never be any more. And we've solved inflation. You know what? You're right. But we could just achieve that with any kind of fiat currency if we wanted to, too. If all the nations of the world, with all the militaries of the world said, we're going to settle on titties, right? Titties is the new official global currency. We have one cent. They're not even a central bank needed. We just have titties. And then that's the main denomination of the currency. And bitty titties, titties. Those is like the pennies. So the dollar is titties, and then bitty titties is the pennies, right? And we set a nominal amount to handle the world's GDP. And then if we had to like make, well, the GDP grew so much, and now we need even smaller units of currency, that'd then be called itty bitty titties, right? 1/100th of a bitty titty, which is 1/10,000th of a titty, right? It would, and we could print it off, right? Well, nope, that's as many titties as we're printing off, right? That would still work because you have everyone agreeing on it. It would lack some of the ledger abilities that a cryptocurrency has through the blockchain, but I'm just trying to go through the economic standpoint. In order, we could do it, but we have to have all the world agree on it. And that ain't going to happen with the 179 nations. That won't happen with one nation because they want to print off more money. That's how it goes. The technology is there. It's whether you're going to get people to agree to use it and use it ethically. And that is not happening across a majority of countries in this planet. Not going to happen to one country. Now, yes, I think believes El Salvador has gone with crypto. And you're not wrong, right? Yeah, if we had a limited amount of whatever cryptocurrency we decide to go with, that's fine. Then you have the added benefit. There's another benefit where you're not wrong about the potential of a cryptocurrency. We got one cryptocurrency. The blockchain makes sure everything's transacted. Do you know how much less accounting and banking infrastructure we would need? Oh, we'd free up. Hang on, let me just take a look. I know financial services is not all banking and transaction, but finance industry percent GDP US. Oh, is it only 7%? Really? Really? Huh. I thought it would have been more. 27%. Oh, yeah. Then he had recent. Oh, that's very interesting. All right. But we're still, okay, let's do, I'm going to just go call it 4% because not everything. 0.04 times 35 trillion. So we're looking at 1.4 trillion in savings, roughly. If we had this ledger that was all blockchain and to the itty bitty titties, okay, that'd be great. Save us a lot. You're right, and there would not be inflation. There would actually be deflation. Your purchasing power would go up over time, assuming global GDP. You're right. Good luck getting any politician in any country and enough of them to commit to that. It's not going to happen. So this is nice. This is all theoretical. The analogies he painted were correct. I was waiting for and here's how we do it. And the guy just kept going on and on and on. And I'm like, hey, when is the point going to be made? And so it's no different than libertarianism. Yes, libertarianism is the only way you're going to have an ethical, socio-political agreement or arrangement with a people that will result in long-term maximized wealth and happiness and freedom. Minimum taxes, minimum social restrictions, kind of a very golden rule kind of thing, and leave people the fuck alone. Good luck getting assholes of the world to leave people the fuck alone. I mean, I always advocate libertarianism because it's the correct, most efficient, and above all, well, not even above, it's practical. It's the most practical system out there. I would also say it's the most moral. I would say the practicality almost supersedes the morality, but neither here nor there. It's glad that they have both. Good luck getting people to work and get off their ass. Good luck getting liberal white Karens not to vote away their husbands and their people's money to be popular. So I could say popular thing and become the governor of Michigan or mayor of Minneapolis. Look the gal up. It's just it's a superior product. But just like Beta versus VHS, I guess they went with VHS, even though Beta was or Betamax or whatever it was called was the technically superior thing. And then just to kind of poke, hey, you a crypto bro? You a little bit on the spectrum? He's a little poke. Here's the problems with cryptocurrencies as it stands right now. It's still hard as fuck to use. This is where you don't know it's really I don't. There's a Bitcoin ATM cash machine. I never see anyone using it. I've tried to transact and successfully have transacted cryptocurrency like directly, not through an exchange, but directly. It was a pain in the ass. When I liquidated some cryptocurrency quite some time ago, I had all the login, username, password, wouldn't work. I had to hire someone and pay him like, hey, how the fuck? I got my whatever it is, a 16 passcode code. It ain't helping, and like, oh, if it's 3 times, it's lost forever, that kind of thing. It is a pain in the ass. Now, if you go through a brokerage, that's fine. But if I recall, part of the cryptocurrency thing is that it's an unrecordable ledger. But if you use an official exchange, well, now you have an electronic record that it's been exchanged. So I don't know where that and okay, yeah, fine. The cryptocurrency itself might be anonymous, but once you use a public recording your transaction exchange, well, now they have the record. Well, yeah, this guy bought that much currency. Now, I'm not advocating money laundering and all that, but the anonymity is gone when you have to use the old system to transact in the new one. And that's streamlined. I'm sure they have it all standard up, but man, what a pain in the ass. And I still have yet to find a place that accepts cryptocurrency. Yes, I'm sure there are some places that accept it. I'm sure there is some governments and states like, yep, we accept it. Okay, if I recall correctly, El Salvador, they still use US dollars for the vast majority of their transactions. I think I think it was you that mentioned it, like using it as a reserve currency for governments and the central banks. I think that's a very good idea. Well, I mean, depending on when you buy it and all that, but I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what? That's not exactly the worst idea. Have a little bit there. That wouldn't be unwise. A little bit of diversification. But for modern day, like if I want to go get a gallon of gas, you know what I got to use? I got to use dollars. And it's just, I remember the great one trying to he met a guy, crypto bro. He's like, oh no, it's really easy. So he's sitting there at the coffee store with this guy for over an hour, watching him try to transact. It wouldn't go through. It's like, no, man, no. I mean, and this is where the importance between energy versus time matters, where he's not wrong. It is a command on energy. But you know what people don't have time for? To stand in a Soviet bread line waiting for your Bitcoin transaction to go through. Because whatever system you're using isn't efficient and expeditious as the old system. And people do not have time. That's the real currency, time. So I just don't think it's an efficient enough currency as it stands right now. Down the road, we stream it out. Everyone, we all today we switch on the thing. We do the stuff. Boom, let's go. I've already mentioned nations all have to agree on the global currencies. Nations will have to make it illegal to use other currencies, whether it's gold or silver. And then the one issue I have, though, if the impossible situation ever occurred where somebody or the world governments agreed, yes, we're going to use this as one thing, and there will be no other currencies, crypto or not. That's not going to happen. But the one issue I got with cryptocurrencies now is like, there's thousands of them. Which one is better? Which one's more practical? Which one can the average person go buy gas with? I don't, whatever that's Litecoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, whatever. I don't care, but it's like, yeah, what if something better design came along and we don't have a dedicated, oh yeah, crypto is the one, or Bitcoin is the one. We're going to go with Bitcoin. All right. Oh, well, this one is a little bit better. And this is now where we start to go into well beyond my knowledge, where you got forks and splits or whatever it is. That's the one thing I looked at cryptocurrency. I'm like, well, if they all have integrity in their blockchain and they act as a good ledger to transact all financial transactions with, well, then what's to differentiate one from the other? It's user friendliness, as far as I can tell, of which none of them are. Poke. You just watch the comment section now. The average person, not a crypto specialist, not someone who's a good hobby. It's like Charlie Miguel. I guarantee you, those guys, yeah, they're experts in the field. The average person right now can't use it. And so it's great in theory. Yes, governments could provide tremendous value to people. And this guy is not wrong about being a store of energy and a more efficient one than, the amount of accounting and cash transaction. Here's your penny and a quarter, sir. And storing money and having banks. He's not wrong. But let me pull it up. But it's all theory. It's all very nice. It's all very theoretical. Let me get to it. Got the link to the episode. It's below. States, corporations, countries adopting Bitcoin. Present day term. Just want to make sure I answer your questions. Love to hear your thoughts on Bitcoin as a new system of sound money. It's a solution. It is. It could just as well be Ethereum, I guess, which whatever has the most amount of integrity. The question is going to be ease of use and universal adoption, which is not going to happen. So we're talking theory. That being said, it's not a bad insurance play. I'm not advising you all go buy crypto now. This is not financial advice. I'm saying as an asset class, you may want to consider somewhere down the road, if you're worried about inflation, perhaps acquiring a position or a portfolio of cryptocurrency. How much and when? I don't know. Go talk to a financial planning expert. I'm just saying, like, oh yeah, you should diversify into precious metals and equities and bonds. That's the only general overall advice I'm giving. But it is not going to replace currencies unless we had some spectacularly uncorrupted, truly not self-interested people at the heads of all governments. Application of the store of human energy, monetary freedom, and escape from a broken system to create an entire new world in the way we live. Review productivity would be interesting. To me, you want to know what's even better than that? I'd say highly valued skills. That's a great way to be hedged against it. Like dentists, they got their crypto in their hands, man, and the brain. They don't worry about inflation. It's like, what's the currency now? Okay, we're jacking up prices. The orange pill is just as much as the red pill. Yeah, but let's not go the full autist spectrum on this one. All right. Let's not make this our religion. Okay. It's an interesting and somewhat useful economic phenomenon. I own cryptocurrency, not a ton, but I own some. I think it would help some governments overseas and all that if they were to slowly and wisely accrue positions in different cryptocurrencies. Not a ton. I'd be more of a gold man myself. But the orange pill, yeah, I think you're doing well enough. Did you buy some? You got some? Okay, that's it. Let's not go to house parties in our 20s thinking, hey, Trisha, have you heard of our Lord and Savior Bitcoin? Touch P now? How edgy am I? I'm a libertarian. Did I tell you I'm also a pilot? Let's not become that guy. Whole series, 10 hours, blah, blah, blah. All right, there it is. I hope that kind of provided a more practical, sane, what can happen with crypto view. I mean, yes, in theory, it's unlimited. You're right. Yeah, it could work, but it's not going to, I'm trying to, if people just didn't commit crime, we'd have higher economic. You're right. You're right. If women were just willingly thin and hot and sucked their man's dick, GDP and divorce GDP would go up and divorce would go. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sure. If all the men just went to the gym and got jacked, women would finally be sexually satisfied. You're right. You're right. Ain't going to happen though. No one's going to the gym. Everyone's going to be fat. Everyone's going to be squirmers looking for the lazy way out. Let's go to the super chats. William Curtin, $10. Yesterday, I was making my biweekly cash withdrawal so I could go have my boating accident. Both ATMs at PNC Bank were malfunctioning. It's getting more and more like Atlas Shrugged. Yeah, that's just incompetence. Emmanuel Obang, this was my request. Yes, it was. I always like to hear objective criticism. I know Cappy was the economist for the job. That K again. Thanks, Emmanuel. I appreciate the request. Luis Resco, 50 Swiss francs. Bitcoin is easier understood as capital as human time saved rather than currency. That's a good way, Luis. Yeah, you're right. That's a good way to consider it. It's 100 times cheaper to self-custody and transfer than gold. No Fort Knox. You're right. No storage value or costs. Has no utility to sidestep social conflicts. And its scarcity prevents expropriation and enhancing. Yep. No, you're right. And that's where I think more of an insurance. I view it as more of an insurance against collapsing currencies than I would some to transact with, which is why I think central banks might want to consider it as part of their reserves. Manuel Obang, $5. My request, I needed some objective criticism. Wait, did you pay twice? You did pay twice. 80,000 net worth of 26. Thanks for your advice. Good for you, Emmanuel. Good for you. That's more than what I had. Femboy Fantasia, $2. Crypto is the Linux of money. Yes. Yes. It is superior, but no one uses it. And it doesn't get you laid. I'm a Linux nerd, said no guy who got laid ever. Femboy Fantasia, $2. This guy needs to read Rothbard's book on money. Naughty DJ Aftershock, $5. The faces of cryptocurrency are big baller Carson school sales Lambo bros, while the geeky scrawny nerd bros are all concealed behind them. And Naughty DJ Aftershock again for $2 with the gangster rap plink ding 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 plink ding 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 ding. Bro. All right, that's it. I'm going on with Chad Elkins here in 5 minutes over at the Elkins Accounting Hour. Take a look over there. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.